Hello, everybody. My name is Riley Saunders, and I'm a Village Idiot. This is actually something that we're doing for the very first time because we have an absolute behemoth of a rock band that wanted us to do this, and we're super pumped to do it with them. These guys have been one of my favorite bands for a long time. Didn't matter what they were called. They've been around the Winnipeg scene for so many years. They've come together. They're pretty much a super band in my mind. They have a big show coming up actually Saturday with Mike Ehrenberg and with the Proud Sons at the Pyramid. We're going to be interviewing Attica Riots. This is actually a question and answer session. So I'm going to be asking a few questions after, and they're going to be playing 3 songs. I'm going to be asking a few questions, and then they're going to be switching off to play a song, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the album. They're going to play another song, but then we need you to make sure you're commenting on the stream. So right on this stream, leave comments or questions that you have for the band, and we're going to ask them, and we're going to try to make sure we can ask everyone's question. So first and foremost, we'll give it to the guys here. Introduce yourselves.
Kyle. I'm Anders.
And we make up Attica Riots.
Right on. So we're assuming everybody probably already knows you guys. You're kind of a big deal around here, but give us a brief introduction to yourself or a brief history.
We're lifelong musicians. We've been playing together for 8 or 9 years, which is about half the amount of time we've actually all been playing.
That's like half your life.
Yeah, it's more than that now. Yeah, close. Anyways, and yeah, we've always just been running in projects kind of parallel, and then just became friends. And then when the opportunity arose, we decided to start playing music together, and just the writing process, we fell in love with it. We fell in love with each other, and we just started writing music together.
Right on. You're going to play a song for us right now. But Can you just tell us a little bit about how you wrote the song, who wrote it, just a little bit about the development of the song?
What's the first one we're going to do?
Waste Spin.
We're going to do a song called Waste Spin. Waste Spin's actually really interesting because I'd written a really simple little guitar line with some vocals over it. Who's that?
Silence.
Rookie mistake.
He kicked his beer over and left his phone on.
Nervous much?
My first time. First time.
First Q&A here live at the Rosslyn?
It's a lot of pressure. You guys are a big deal. You're bohemian.
The cues are the nervous part. No, but yeah, so we basically, that was when we started kind of forming how we were, like, one of the main ways we were going to write. And it was kind of going to be like, I'm gonna plunk on 3 notes and I'm going to sing some poetry or whatever I've written. And these gentlemen are the one that gave it kind of the reggae feel in the verse. You know, they gave it the really upbeat rock and roll chorus and stuff like that. And so that was kind of, I remember we wrote that live at Empire Recording. And so we were basically just riffing in the room, and the feel just kept changing and rotating, and then these guys just turned it into what it is.
Right on. You guys want to give us some musical poetry right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Breathe, Andy.
I got this.
One drum.
Kicks his drum over.
I've been sitting in the same chair. I've been walking in the same old streets. I've been washing in the same white sink. There's something different in the man, I think. I could tell you everything you want to know about me, my home and my soul. I could tell you a lot, no doubt, but it's always what I'm holding out. That you want to know about, 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 that you want to know about me. I can tell you that I'm feeling fine. You can feel it, you can hear it when I'm lying. I will tell you that 1,000 times before I tell you what is on my mind. What you want to know about, that you want to know about, what 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 you want to know about me. I'll make it to the end. I'll make it to the waste bin, but I'll die trying. Everything, yeah, no time spent on innocence, and I'll leave my prints on everyone. I'll make it to the end. I'll make it to the waste bin. I've been living where the rules aren't set. So available but playing hard to get. I can feel it when the ropes get tight. I slip away, I know it ain't right. I've been sleeping in the same bed. I'm running circles in the same head. I could show you my place, no doubt, but it's always what I'm holding out. That you wanna know about, 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 what you wanna know about me. I'll make it to the end. I'll make it to the wasteland, but I'll die trying. Everything, everything, yeah, no time spent on innocence, innocence, and I'll leave my prints on everyone, everyone. I'll make it to the end. I'll make it to the wasteland. I'll make it to the end of the wasteland, but I'll die trying. Everything, everything, yeah, no time spent on innocence, innocence, and I'll leave my prints on everyone, everyone. I'll make it to the end. I'll make it to the wasteland. I'll make it to the end of the wasteland.
Yeah. If there was a big crowd in here right now, there'd be a lot of cheers and applause and everything. Of course, that was a very good job.
Naturally.
It's a little awkward when you're playing to a room of about 4 people that are sitting here working with cameras on you, isn't it?
One that's not doing anything.
And yeah.
Oh, wait, we have an audience member.
Hey, we have one audience member sitting on the floor over there doing nothing, and he's not cheering very loud there. Dave Gagnon. Woo! There we go.
He's got a nickname. It's Chev, apparently. I like it.
Chev Gagnon. So there's an album coming out. Tell me, is this a long time coming or what?
You know, for this project, yes. We've written for a long time, and we have lots of ideas, and we've kind of battled through a little bit of sludge to get to where we are. But now that this record's coming out, it just feels like we're ready to go. Like, we have tons of extra music in the wings. Like, we just want to keep writing, and we want to record and release music. That's what we want to do.
Saturday night at the Pyramid's going to be a
so
party.
Excited.
You guys are playing with Mike Ehrenberg and the Proud Sons, and I know I don't want to get away from the album, but I just got to re-put that out there. Everybody, come Saturday night at the Pyramid.
Yeah.
It's going to be an absolutely amazing show.
Those are 2 of my favorite and most just professional and give a shit projects I've seen. They really do care. And Proud Sons have supported us every time we've been in Toronto for some festival. Like, I remember one of the very first times we ever went to play in Toronto. Nobody has any idea who we are. We're about to play to absolutely no one, and in walks Proud Sons, and just to support another local Winnipeg band. So they've just been... I've had the utmost respect for that project since.
And Mike Ehrenberg on the bill as well?
Yeah, he was... I remember when I first saw him, he was playing with a guy named Misha, and it was just one guy on guitar, Misha on violin, and I made it a regular weeknight to go watch them play. And it's not like they had a catalog to keep. It was the same batch of songs, and I fell in love more every week.
Well, what a lot of people, and you'll probably remember this, but November 30th of 2016, I got weird memory for dates. Attica Riots was supposed to play the 4th live at the Rosslyn ever. And I think on about 7 days' notice, when you're somebody who books shows and you're so pumped when your favorite band is about to play a show, and then you get a text message, "Oh, sorry, we're gonna have to postpone the show." And at that point, I remember my heart sunk in my stomach. But immediately, I'm thinking, "Okay, who are we gonna get? We got to get someone. There's still time." And then you gave me Mike Ehrenberg's name.
I've had the utmost respect for that man for many, many, many years. So
right on. Yeah. And he played the show and killed it. And then you guys played it after.
That one was particularly good too, right? With Kieran West and all the boys, that was great.
How many songs are on the new album? And what's it called?
Want to take a question here?
It's called Love, Sunshine, and Hysteria.
Yeah.
And there's 10 songs.
10 songs.
Right on. And are these songs from your whole career? Are they more recent songs? Like, how would you categorize the songs that you chose for the album?
That was like, choosing songs for a record is always going to be a bit of a tug of war. And we wanted to make a record that made sense in those 10 songs. So to be honest, there's some songs that I'm sure Kyle enjoyed that we left off. and some songs that I enjoyed that we left off. And so we kicked, scratched, and punched till we realized there was 10 songs that could comprise a record.
So that means you guys got a few albums ready to go.
Yeah,
Does that mean everybody at home, do you guys want to see more?
We've been writing,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to categorize them. So we're like, we have all these songs that feel a little more singer-songwriter. It's like we put them in this category, and you know, hopefully that's an album down the road. And we put all like the fast, kind of fun party songs in this category, you know.
Yeah, like we have ideas that we've been bouncing around, like releasing like a live summertime record kind of thing, like an EP where it's like you can kind of we can just hit a studio, and we were a band that can play live off the floor and get it down. And as much as those songs might not resonate with us in the same way that this record might, it's still songs that came from us that we want to give to people and put out there.
Right on. And who produced the album, and where was it recorded?
Wanna take one?
Yeah, it was produced by a guy named Mark Needham. He's a kind of veteran, really well-known guy in LA. He's worked with everybody like The Killers, Fleetwood Mac, Imagine Dragons, just to name a few. And we just kind of we had done all these demos before we got in the studio, and we put like, you know, we would record pretty kind of makeshift demos, but then we'd put all these like kind of cool sounds and synthesizers and little overdubs and percussion here and there. And we basically went with him in the studio and redid like all the main stuff, like the drums. We just set up live in a big room in this kind of really legendary studio called East West, where like the Stones recorded, Beach Boys did Pet Sounds, Elvis recorded there. Neil Young was recording in the same building as us across the hall.
When you guys were recording this
Yeah.
album?
Yeah.
Did you guys meet him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did.
No way.
Yeah.
Check our Instagram for our sneaky meeting with him where we videotaped it with our iPhone in a pocket.
There was one great moment where you could tell that he was still a fan of people that came before him. So like he was talking about how he was so jazzed that he was in like New York, and he had rented Aretha Franklin's microphone to record his stuff. And it would be like us talking about if we rented Neil Young's microphone to do recording.
That's
he was
awesome.
still
So
just
he was
such
still a
fan.
fanboy
Yeah,
at that
it was
point.
amazing.
And
And
that
he showed us
must
the
been-
prototype of the cover. He showed us the prototype of the album.
No way.
And then months later, the album came out, and I'm like, that's so cool. Like, I saw him excitedly be like, check out the artwork. And so it was kind of a neat experience.
It must have been cool, too, that you're from Winnipeg. Was that like just
There was 5 Winnipeggers at that studio in at the same time. Oh, and who was the gentleman that was it Dealey, who was coming in with Counting Crows? That was in the day before?
Yeah.
There was like 6 Winnipeggers floating around all at the same time, yeah.
Right on. Well, we are going to get Attica Riots to play more music, guys. Don't worry about that for sure. Before you guys get into the next song, just so you know, everybody at home, after this song, we're going to go to the phone, or I'm going to go to the internet world, and I'm going. Yeah, we're going to go to the phone.
That's
we're
so great.
going to take phone calls. You can call in some messages, but no, today in the digital world, you just have to text them in. But we will take your read your questions out to the band, so I know that you have a bunch there, and I'm going to read as many as I possibly can. Give us an intro to this song, and then take it away.
What are you doing, boys?
Take you away.
Okay, so this is called "Take You Away." It is basically love in a bit of a painful way. It's kind of a bit of the ballad on the record, but yeah, it's called "Take You Away." Okay.
Somebody start. Well, let's see.
We're all too polite to start this song.
It's getting harder just to stare into your eyes, knowing nothing's gonna come of it. But a man can dream. You told me put my hands wherever I want them to be. It's getting farther from a place for me to say just exactly how I feel. But I practiced in the mirror and told you every time I see you my heart seems to steer, and it guides me away to where I can't stay. Hard is the day that you find out the woman that you love won't be loving you. But there's no need to cry, just a smile and away. Wanna be a bigger man for you. Wanna take you away to where I can't say. Wanna take you away to where say. The questions dripping off the tips of both our tongues set the butterflies in flight. But now's the time to tell me everything you want, and you don't have to hide. I've been preparing for the devastating news. I know you love another man. Without a doubt, I need to hear it from the lips I've been dreaming about. Let them push me away to where I can't say. Let them push me away to where I can't say. Where I can't stay. Wanna take you away to where I can't stay. Wanna take you away to where I can't stay. Wanna take you away to where I can't stay. That hard is the day that you find out the woman that you love won't be loving you. But there's no need to cry, just a smile and a wave. Wanna be a bigger man for you. Wanna take you away to where I can't say. Wanna take you away to where I can't say.
Yeah. All right, everybody. This is a question and answer process. This is Attica Riots. This is the first time we've ever done this. This is a little live at the Rosslyn. Nice little cozy live at the Rosslyn. This isn't so bad. What's that in your hand there?
It's an afternoon beer from Torque.
Whoa. Torque Brewing, eh? I am going to ask one question, then I'm going to get to everyone's question at home, and hopefully we'll be able to answer or get all your questions asked, but if we don't, the band will see them later, and maybe they'll go answer them. One question I have is, who are each of you, I wanted to start with Bobby, who's your favorite Winnipeg band ever, your favorite current band, and your favorite...
Kind of when I was making music, just to start out. And one would be Quincy, and another would be Inward Eye. And... both those bands don't exist, and I'm in fact playing with the guys from Inward Eye. But in terms of local bands that taught me what it means to be a professional musician, it would be those two.
And then now in the world, who's your favorite band ever?
My favorite band in the world, well, I don't want to upset the Lana Del Rey fans, but Radiohead was one of my favorite bands of all time. Did you hear that?
Oh, I saw that.
Radiohead.
I heard the Lana Del Rey version, and I'm like, how does this get through a record company? How does this get through all the producers? It's clearly Creep by Radiohead.
You know what? I have such a mixed feeling about that whole idea. The whole industry's been so monetized that it is a greed-driven thing, you know, especially when someone like you can make a lot of money off of a song. And if I feel like if it was someone ripping off my song, I would feel very poisoned by it. So I can understand.
If it's that big of a song that everybody in the world knows, like everybody knows that song.
I would also like to think that if I had Radiohead money, that I'd be like, you know what? But I don't know if
We'll
I have
take
that.
half,
Like
and
it's
that's
so
it.
easy to be like pretend I'm that virtuous, but I'd probably be like, that asshole, I'm gonna go get it, you know? Who knows?
All right, going to Kyle. So your favorite Winnipeg bands now or ever, and your favorite band in the world or artist in the world?
I guess if he qualifies, my favorite Winnipeg musician is clearly Neil Young. But this city is so great. I'm like, when you ask me that question, Mike, I have like 10 bands in my head. Like,
you can name a
there's
couple.
so
if
many.
You want.
Waking Eyes. I love Baconinus. I did love Quincy growing up. You know, so many great bands. The Nods. And then my favorite band of all time. That's a toss up. It's so hard to answer. I got like a list, but like bands like The Clash and The Who.
Oh,
and,
it's
like,
what is it doing in my pocket?
And current favorite bands, I don't know. I love bands like Vampire Weekend and War on Drugs, Bahamas. I really love them. Yeah. I'll pass
Right
it
on. Anders, you're up.
Hard question. You covered most of them. I was going to go, first one probably came to mind was Waking Eyes. You know, just we've played with them when, you know, Inward Eye was still together. And had so much fun, like going up on stage. And I remember playing I Am the Walrus by the Beatles, and we're all just drunk and playing playing maracas and singing in the microphone. So that was, and Quincy. Like, spent a lot of time when I was young going to Quincy shows.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to turn it to the people at home. We're going to try and read as many questions as we can. Hopefully it doesn't go too long, but I'm sure you guys want to probably get everyone's answers in if we can.
We'll try to wrap
Okay, let's do that. Diane Rousseau, first off, says, why has Bobby called me?
I know. I sent her a text. I was so busy today.
That's the world we live in today, eh? Yeah, we don't call people anymore. We send
like
texts.
a phone call feels like it's going to take a chunk of my life out of it. Like I gotta.
And she also says, will Bobby have to play his guitar on the upcoming tour?
Yes, I will be playing, but I will also be a dancing machine.
Yeah,
Mostly a dancing machine.
Mostly a dancing machine. I think
mostly.
I think we've got like maybe a couple ideas where I'll be grabbing a guitar, but mainly we've edited it out so that, I mean, we got a pretty condensed set to start with this tour, so I'll probably just be on the mic.
What tour are you talking about?
It's none of your business. We'll get to it at the end.
Ooh, everybody, wait to the end. We'll get to that. Eric Clefstead, he has a couple questions. We're going to go with what's your favorite tour story?
Ooh, favorite tour story. You know what? Actually, it's so funny that Eric asked that because I think he's fishing. No, I'm just joking. But I definitely remember a tour story when I was with the Baconinists. And we went and we ended up at this global guest house. And I just remember that it felt so good because we were there with the Noble Thieves and we were there with the Revival at the time. And we were there with Mise en Scene. And I remember us like... and Go for the Eyes was there, I think. And I just remember sitting in the backyard and everyone was just having drinks and passing a guitar around and singing. It was like this really great representation of what it's like to be from Winnipeg, you know?
Right on. Garrett Glennie says, what's your favorite Winnipeg venue to play at besides the Rosslyn, of course?
Do you guys got a favorite venue?
I don't know, the Pyramid that we're playing on Saturday. It's a classic. A classic. We've played.
Oh, you're playing Saturday?
Times. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
The two classics
mention
are
that?
like the Pyramid and the Cavern. That's where I cut my teeth a lot. And I obviously, like, lately, the Goodwill has been extremely good to us.
Right on. Diane Rousseau actually has another question, and we're going to ask her, it is a valid one. Who's playing bass on this tour?
Kyle. He's going to be doing quadruple duty. Well, it's going to be the three of us going out on the road, and we're going to make this thing happen. So I can't wait to show people what we're up to, because it's going to be slightly different.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
And they have to go to the show to find out, though, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Hillary Steeny says, "Are you excited to be playing Halifax?"
Yes, very much. We got lots of family there, so my mom and dad get to see them, get to see a bunch of aunts and uncles and cousins.
Nice.
Yeah, they're all coming to the show.
I've heard nothing but good things about Halifax, but I've never been. So I'm actually just excited to get that far east. Like, we're going to go to Prince Edward Island, and I actually Google, if you checked out my Google searches, it is, can you still get great lobster in winter?
And then Pornhub right under that.
I don't.
You're
I was
blushing.
gonna make a self-deprecating joke, and I'm like, Google search. I'm like, that's a saved window or something like that. But yeah.
Spencer Price has a very important question here. He says, has anyone ever mistaken your band for Attic Riots? Like, describe what an Attic Riot might look like.
I don't know. It sounds a little
Pink foam everywhere.
Yeah, it sounds like everyone's gonna die from asbestos poisoning
really
like a few
itchy.
weeks later.
Del Panu says, when and where, Bobby, did you meet the Erickson brothers for the first time?
You know, it's funny. I actually have a very distinct memory. I felt way shorter than them than I do now back then. Because when three of them walked in, it was ridiculous. But the very first time I ever saw them, I popped into the zoo. And I remember seeing Dave, and he was just in a big, loose-fitting white T-shirt. And they just blew me away. And then when I met them, I remember one of the first times when you guys came strolling into What Was Hooligans. And I think you had matches in your fedora, and I thought you were the coolest fucking guy I've ever met.
So that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Matches in a fedora, everybody.
That's what
Matches
it took when I was
fedora.
17 or 18 years old. I was like, man, this guy's like taking it 3 steps past the style choices I make. You know, like it's not just socks, pants, and a shirt for this guy.
Ryan Sorensen from Disraeli Dreamers says, which album or albums did you use as inspiration when you were producing your new record?
Ooh, Kyle, did you hit any?
Yeah, we kind of, our thing is we draw from so many different eras. Like at that time, I was listening to a lot of Tame Impala for their kind of cool analog keyboard sounds. And then stuff just like that sounds really punchy and good, like the Killers. And then just we always divert back to our classics that we grew up kind of. It's kind of in our blood. We can't help but bring in a Clash kind of bass line here and there.
Yeah.
What type of?
bass
Oh,
line.
sorry, you're gonna say something, Bobby.
It's so funny. Like when you build our songs up, they have all these different genres, and then when you strip it all the way down, we could and possibly be a folk band. You know, like the music. There's still like a set of lyrics that move in a chronological order. There's still wonderful instrumentation that can be done acoustically, but when we hit the live room, we want to be a bigger, dancier, kind of poppier.
So is that the
band.
underlying energy of the album? Would you say high rock and high energy?
Yeah,
It is a high energy record.
It's a fun record.
So
Yeah.
people are gonna dance.
Yeah, that's kind of what we want. Yeah, that's
Is
kind
that
of
pretty
it.
much what you look at? You say,
You know,
are people gonna dance to this song?
The thing is, like for this record, like you get this encompassing idea that this is who your band is. But then when you do the record, you're like, okay, that's such a beautiful chapter to close now. We do have this dancey rock record with kind of dark lyrics. And now I'm really excited that we can start piecing together like other emotional standpoints that we live with. So
Right on. Joey Senf
hey,
is not here right now, but we are using her camera, but she couldn't make it today. She actually wants to know how many bands, past and present, has Bobby been in?
1, 2, 3, 4, and then solo stuff. So five different incarnations of writing. Actually, 6. 6. Yeah.
Right on.
Bobby, count to 10 for us.
Yeah. I like writing, and I think that you learn more than you would ever think if you write with different people. And the more that you bring those skills to each different room, you just notice what other people have taught you for sure.
Right on. I'm going to rapid fire 4 more questions, okay? Because we're getting there time-wise.
Okay.
Terry Dunlop wants to know, do you have any plans to play Gimli this summer?
Ooh, you know what? We might actually. Like I think,
Call us, Robbie.
Yeah, I think get a hold of us, Russo. No, I think we're like we've played there a couple of years ago, and of course festivals like local festivals they want to rotate their lineup a little bit, right? You don't want to, and so we played 2 years ago. We missed last year, so I think we're due.
Right
and
on.
I will sleep in Terry's backyard in a tent.
Right on. John Donald Connors is watching from the land down under, and he says he got to see you guys play live a few years ago, and he's actually a big supporter and loves it. Just a quick comment there. Last
you.
question. He actually says, are any new albums coming up? So again, tell us about the album.
Yeah, it's going to be called Love, Sunshine, and Hysteria. It's a 10-song album. We will be releasing it Saturday at the Pyramid Cabaret in Winnipeg, and then 19th to the world.
Right on. And then Jake Kennard from Sons of York says, this is the last question, everyone at home. The band will see them later, though. What's the worst fight you guys have ever had?
Oh, God. Those happened before we met, because I was in a band with my brother. They were in a band with their other brother.
So it was like 2 gangs.
Yeah, so any fights that we've had are a bloody joke compared to what you can do with a sibling. So this has been actually relatively respectful.
Then maybe let's put that question to the brothers. What are the worst fights you guys have ever had?
Over an
When
olive.
we were a lot younger.
Over an
They were
olive.
definitely when we were
Over an
just-
olive. Tell that story.
Yeah. We've gotten pretty civilized in our old age, or like right now. But yeah, there's a couple of drumsticks to the face, and probably some hair pulling even. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's been some punches thrown, back when we were kids learning. Mostly about me chiding Anders for speeding up or slowing down all the time on the set on the drums. But
There's a great story that Dave tells about a fight that broke out over someone eating an olive off of their Greek salad.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, we were in a restaurant. I just
so
got
good.
smacked in the back of the head because I stole an olive off Dave's plate. He claims he was just really hungover and grumpy, and I was like, that's still uncalled for.
and it was the only olive on his salad.
That's his
When you're
excuse.
eating road food and you get an olive in your salad, nobody else should touch that.
So
you know?
whose olive was it
It
initially?
was Dave. Is our,
Oh, okay. So don't touch Dave's olive.
That's why he's no longer in the band.
No, that's the
was
the
the
story why
straw.
Dave is gone.
Like I think for me, with the Baconinists, there was some like serious brotherly fights like between Johnny and I. I remember, I definitely remember having his hands around my throat, and I remember definitely having mine around his. And then with Kevin and I, we were always just very cutting with our words. Like we took pride in. I guess being able to wield the English language like a weapon. We hurt each other. It was
Right on.
brutal.
Well, tell us about the next song that you guys are going to be playing.
It's called No Mistake.
And this is the last one we're getting tonight.
Yeah. And
All
here's one of the oldies.
Tell us about the writing process or who wrote it, and tell us a little bit about it.
Basically, it started off as 2 songs. And I remember I was jamming it, and I took it to a friend of mine, and he said, you should make these, like, we should write these songs. We wrote them, and then I took it to these guys, and they're like, that sounds like one song to me. So then we just started cutting and pasting 2 songs and making it one, and I think that was the first exercise of not being precious with an idea, allowing it to, like, move and I guess evolve with somebody else's ideas. So.
Right on. We'll take it away, guys.
All right.
Can't find myself alone, thinking myself such a hole. People seems to disappear, nothing ever comes out clear. Can't find myself alone, thinking myself such a hole. People seems to disappear, nothing ever comes out clear. Make no mistake. Found myself holding out, moving on with a touch of doubt, moving on the screws loose, moving on the screw ups. Can't find myself at home, thinking myself such a hole. Every day to trace the last, every trace of the day to trace the next. Oh, 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 whoa, oh. I never thought that I would be here. You never loved me, you never loved me, no. I never thought that I would be here. You never loved me, you never loved me, no. You never loved me, no. Sits with her hands on her face on the floor while I take a trip to the drugstore. Make no mistake, 35 blocks to keep the pace, 35 more but it's not a race. Make no mistake, can't find myself alone, thinking myself such a hole. People seem to disappear, nothing ever comes out clear. Find myself holding out, moving on with a touch of doubt, moving on with the screws loose, moving on with the screw ups. Oh, 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 whoa, oh. I never thought that I would be here. You never loved me, you never loved me, no. I never thought that I would be here. You never loved me, you never loved me, no. You never loved me, no. Oh, no. Please don't go. Never love me, no. Never love me, no. I never thought that I would be here. You never loved me. You never loved me, no. I never thought that I would be here. You never loved me. You never loved me, no. You never loved me, no. Oh, no. Please don't go. Can't wait to play for you all on Saturday.
All right, so tell us once again, Saturday, tell us about the show.
Okay. Saturday at the Pyramid Cabaret in Winnipeg, Manitoba, we are going to be pre-releasing our album to our home city. And we have Micah Ehrenberg, and we have the Proud Sons, and we have the support of our local town, and we are very excited. Anything else you guys want to add?
That's it.
Then you guys are going on tour. When do you start the tour?
Yes.
And how long?
We're going to be going for about 5 weeks just to do the eastern leg. And that's with Big Rec. So we're very, very excited. The venues that they have afforded us the opportunity to play are absolutely beautiful.
A bunch already sold out, too,
A
aren't
bunch
they?
are already sold out, yes. And it's like theaters and just it's places that I'm really excited to just check out and see.
And how do people buy tickets to that, and where do they see the tour dates?
Ooh.
All on the Facebook.
It's all on our Facebook. It's on our Instagram. Big Rec has a website where obviously you can go get tickets. But I keep getting messages that they're selling out in everywhere. Like,
That's so awesome.
yeah, Halifax is sold out. Somebody just messaged us on Instagram asking if we can help them out. It's going to be like a constant grind to try to get people in the doors there that are into a sold-out show, basically.
Yeah.
So that's so nice. Like, that's going to be great.
Right on. Well, give us your final words, and then we're done with the Q&A.
Thank you for tuning in. Like, we love you, and we're very excited to get this record out.
Right on. Well, thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and that's it with Attica Riots. Come see us Saturday at the Pyramid.
Thank you, Village Idiots. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
guys.